Fairly typical scenery here on the Little Deschutes. Kind of hard to film and boat at the same time because I can't paddle when I'm filming much. But you don't have to paddle a whole lot. There's not a lot of demands in terms of navigation here. You're just trying to keep yourself in the fastest current moving downstream. The river's a bit high, 2 to 3 times what it is in the summer. The willows are just starting to bud. It's just the beginning of spring here at 4,200 feet. And lots of lodge poles. Ponderosa pine a little bit farther away from the water. And the current here is a little bit faster than it is at our cabin, but not by a lot. There's definitely no whitewater. Your main worries are willows extending into the river and trees that have fallen into the river. So I'm about a mile into the first day. I think I go 9 or 10 miles today, but I didn't start till noon. It's a really beautiful day. And looks like I'm just going to be doing more of this for a while. Very, very relaxing. Not a bridge built with canoeists in mind. Let's see if I can film this and do it at the same time. So I have to miss the rocks, and when I get there I have to kind of lay back. Sorry, I have to kind of lay back and grab onto the bridge with my hands and just kind of feed myself underneath. So at some point I'm going to need to stow the paddle here. Okay. So I'm stowing the paddle, and just kind of feeding myself underneath the bridge. Holy shit. Yeah, there's not much room to spare here. Made it. This side was marginally higher than river left over there where it looks really low. So yeah, not a bridge built with canoeists in mind. And at this level, about 340, 350 CFS, it's passable. Any higher than that, you would be getting out, unloading your boat and carrying all that crap around. So that's good to know. Want to go under that bridge? Better be 350 or less. Or you better be in a kayak. All right, onward. I don't think there are any other bridges of note like that. Maybe on Saturday. Well, that was exciting. Yeah. It's a cool morning on Little Deschutes. Got the water heating for the coffee. Got ice on my life jacket. Fog on the water. I'm going that way today. Friday morning, getting underway at 8 o'clock. Had a great breakfast, scrambled eggs and hash browns and bacon and coffee. It's definitely nice to, when you're canoe camping, be able to eat in style compared to backpacking. Good night last night. And today's going to be an easy day. I don't have to go very far. And there's going to be a big break at Browns Bend in the middle of the day. So, not sure how many miles I'm doing today, maybe about 9, but less than yesterday. So, pretty relaxed pace. I'm going to paddle as little as possible, just to stretch out the river time. Reached camp night 2, 22.2 miles from my starting point, and 10.2 miles today. Kind of a wimpy day, admittedly. If I did this again, I'd do it in 3 days. But that's where I came from. Here's my canoe. And you can tell there's a really narrow isthmus here, but I have to portage across this isthmus because that tree has been there for at least 2 years, and it's huge. And it's all the way across the channel and it's not going anywhere. So since I have to portage here anyway, it serves as a nice campsite. This is where I camped with Tim when I first did this section 2 years ago in September. Water's quite a bit higher now, but it's still a lovely campsite. And I'm pretty sure it's on BLM land. So should be good to go. It's early morning on day 3. And the nice thing about a mesh tent is you don't have to get outside to see how nice it is. I'm here under a pine, so I don't get a lot of condensation on my tent. And I'm surrounded by river on all sides. There's river over there. There's river up there. It's pretty nice, and I'm really reluctant to get out of my warm bag watching the sunrise, but that's where the coffee is, so yeah, I'm gonna have to get up at some point. But for right now, I think I'm good. It's a misty morning here on the Little Deschutes. Underway on day 3. Just left Portage Camp back there. There's the log you can't go around. And I think I have like 15 miles today, but the mileage has been a little off the whole trip, so it might be longer. But it looks like a really nice day. Maybe a little cooler than yesterday, a little more overcast, but plenty of water. I wanted to show you a little bit how my boat is set up here. 14-foot tandem boat. I'm paddling from the forward seat with the stern going first. So usually you would sit back there, but with one person you want your weight to be more centered. So I'm either sitting here or kneeling just in front of it using the kneeling pad. My jacket's from this morning, so anything I wear in the morning I can just toss behind me. I've got two painters, which are lines that go on the bow and stern. They're both 15 feet long, so I can tie the boat off, I can walk it down rapids I don't want to go down, that kind of thing. So they're both tied off right now just to keep the boat from floating away. In the front, underneath, I've got my table and then my dry bag with all my clothes and sleeping bag and all that stuff in it. Got a gearbox and a cooler. I think normally I would have the cooler more forward because I want the weight up to balance my weight back here so my trim is more level. But I do need to be able to get to the cooler since I'm on a solo trip here, so that's why that's there. And the chair just behind the cooler. Got a throw bag, camera bag, GPS when there's not a beer in there, water bottle, a little back support for the chair, and yeah, that's pretty much how it's set up, and it works really, really efficiently. So when the water's low on the big Deschutes, the little Deschutes actually has to lose some elevation, and it has actual rapids with rocks in them. So I'm going to follow this V right here, trying to run a rapid one-handed. All right. Yeah. That's kind of fun. Yeah, when the big Deschutes is high, it backs up into this channel, and all of this is just a pool. This is much more fun. I've reached the end of the little Deschutes. Here's the confluence. That's the big Deschutes. That's the little Deschutes behind me. And I'm going about another mile this way to my camp tonight. about 7 o'clock. It's pretty nice. So the Deschutes, the big Deschutes, not the little Deschutes, is out of Sun River at this point. So up the past few miles, it's been vacation homes on the right and national forest on the left. And now it's just national forest. So it's much prettier. And I guess I'm surprised at how hilly it is on the sides of the river. Be nice if there was some faster water, but it's not. The river itself, in terms of paddling, is a little bit on the dull side, so the scenery makes up for it. The Little Deschutes was more fun because you had turns all the time and you had to make decisions and avoid stuff and you had to do things. Here, more loud geese. Here, you're just kind of going. So not a very compelling boating stretch of river, but definitely beautiful.